おはようございます。もしかしたらこんばんはですね。皆さん、元気ですか？どうしてますか？チャットはどこですか？マイチャット、どこ？ Can't see the chat. Oh, it'll be fine over here. How's it going? How's everybody doing today? Are you Genki and well? Today was a busy morning. It's been a busy week. 結構忙しい一週間でしたね、今まで。これ、月曜日？今日、水曜日。So, from Monday to Wednesday to yesterday. まあ、I guess, 月曜日と火曜日だけだけど。Just been Tuesday. And, whatever. Drakeling! めっちゃ久しぶりですよね。そうですよね。超久しぶりです。わあ、すごいじゃん。元気ですか？ドレイコリングは最近何してんの？ What have you been doing lately? SoCal Life! 久しぶりだね。ほんとだ。ねえ、皆さん、この2年ぶりですね。マジの久しぶりだね。ほんまの意味で。It's a true 久しぶり。Yeah, dude. Oh, my music. Can I just press space? Noise. 元気だ。そちらは？こちらはですね。元気だよ。I am doing very well. I'm feeling good, feeling fine. And I'm having a good time. I mean, I talked about it last stream, I think last week. But had a second child, so that's been very time consuming. Gosh, I thought of sometimes us old men just think of the dumbest jokes. I was like, also made some pasta. That was very time consuming. Like, why does this happen to me? Adobo and rice. ありがとうございます。ありがとう。Yeah. A girl. 今度は女の子が生まれましたね。Yeah. So it's been really fun. I've been slacking. That's fine. Is fine. 今度. Yeah. 今度 also means 今回. This time. Same thing. So 今度 can mean this time, but it can also mean next time. Really cool, huh? It works that way. Just a funny way to put it. This time I had a girl. Yeah. What else would we say? But yeah. Drakeling, I think most of the time we just say what. I think I might say it might be a little girly, but I just like the way it looks better. But I might say this. Wow, umeretou for this kind of thing. こんな感じかな. So today, I thought we'd chat a little bit and then have a 30-minute guest lesson with the one and only Cash Carbon. So we'll be doing like just a little short lesson, a live lesson together, so you guys can see what that's like, and we'll if you guys actually, I think it would be extra fun, if you guys can ask him anything. So he'll actually be streaming on his stream at the same time, and so yeah, maybe that's something else we can do. Is just kind of like have our stream tell. Oh, that could be interesting. I mean, definitely easier for me than it is for Cash, but you guys could tell me to ask him stuff and see if he can figure it out, and I'll definitely like make it so it's easier potentially, and then his stream could tell him that maybe they could do Google Translate or something, and then tell him to say something that's like been Google translated or vice versa. That could be fun. But yeah, just a little preview. Just something to do, you know, some content. And yeah, hopefully you guys can learn something through it. You know, I think he's pretty conversational in my opinion at this point. Can't talk about everything, but you know, like everyday life, did this, did that, and the like Cash is very impressive to me because until very recently, he basically only ever did Duolingo, and yet he became like conversationally able, I'll say, which is very impressive. 本当にすごいと思う。もう、デュオリンゴだけをやって、もう喋れるようになった、日本語。で彼は、もともと他の言語でも、喋れるから、まあそういう、それは本当に、まあめっちゃ関係してると思うけど、それでもすごいと思う。You know, he speaks other languages, like one or two others. But regardless of that, you know, it definitely helps, but still very impressive, still very cool. Yeah. Knowing another one definitely helps. Yeah, like, there's a big part of me that wants to, you know, learn some other language. I think I've always liked the idea of learning Brazilian Portuguese, but I should have learned an easier one first. You know, or really what I should do is brush up on my Spanish. Like I know so much Spanish, not so much, but I know a lot of Spanish if I hear it or see it, but I can't recall almost any of it. And I think some verb conjugations I just can't do in Spanish. Good evening, Bridgewater. Konbanwa. It's supposed to be whatever. Yeah. But yeah, so we'll check that out. We'll do that. I'm trying to get my chat back. The chat bar in Streamlabs is gone. And I want it. Overlay. I don't know where it is. So, don't know where that went, but at least I got it on Twitch. That's something. But yeah. What about you guys? You know, you guys have been studying もう SoCal, Drakeling もうずっと日本語勉強してるけど what have you guys been doing the past 2 years, like to study, and like have you been continually studying? もうずっと勉強してるんですか? Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to, it's like, you know, 2 years is a pretty big amount of time to where we can like gauge some stuff and like talk about like what you've been doing. I've continued, but not as hardcore as I was 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean, understandably, right? もう7年前じゃない。2年前はね。You know, so much can change in 2 years. 2年でもうあっという間にもう2年だけでいろんなSo funny how sometimes there's so much stuff that I say in English that I just would never think to say in Japanese because we don't. Yeah, you can have a kid in that time. You can have 2 kids in that time. So much can change in 2 years. たった2年でたった2年でいろいろ変わっちゃうかもしれないね。いろいろ変わる。So weird how just like to just capture all the nuances. まあ2年でたった2年で2年だけでもいろいろ変わっちゃうもんね。Something like that I think fits good. So cool. その間で。うん。それもいいね。いろいろ変わりますね、その間で。I've mostly been keeping light contact with the language. Regularly listening to music, watching a Japanese VTuber or two on a regular basis, and then occasionally trying deeper things. Well, I think, yeah, I mean, like, to me, that's kind of like the goal, right? Is like, if it's just a constant grind forever, then it kind of is exhausting, right? Like, you're just doing a constant grind, constantly, you get exhausted. You'll burn yourself out. Also playing video games on and off. Yeah. I mean, like, that's how I think most people should look at learning Japanese when they're, I don't know what age everybody is, but it's like, look, if you've got a family or kids or both, full-time job, it's like, Japanese can only really be your hobby. Unless you're going like full-time hardcore and really trying to do a lot of stuff, that's a different story. But, that's I think that's the trickiest part is like, there's a lot of people who want to become fluent in Japanese, or I shouldn't say fluent. A lot of people who want to learn Japanese. It's hard for them to start. And then even if they start, it's kind of like, well, what do I do now? And then they think, they kind of see all these examples on, YouTube and stuff of like, I learned in 1 year. And you always notice, if you've never noticed, it's always like a really young guy, like some guy in his, early 20s, he's in college, he's doing this, doing that. Like, they have the time. So, you got to give yourself a break. Yeah. It's always them, It's always them or somebody like me who did it when they were 20, So, like, that's like the big claim is like, disclaimer, I should say, is like, I never want people to think you do what I did. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to be fluent in 2 days. Started around 24. Yeah. We have to have a realistic approach. And like, I think the true realistic approach when you're not in your early 20s in college and have all this free time is, look, you can do it. It's just going to take longer. もっと時間かかるから、もうそれは。もうできなくはないけど、まあ、did it change again? Output. なんで? Does it change midstream? Can I actually do that midstream? Is that possible? すごい! Good. Maybe. I like edit all this stuff in my stream and like you get like an update and it changes everything. It's so frustrating. アップデートって本当に嫌なんです。おっさんのせいか、わかんないけど。I was recently reminded that learning English goes through distinct phases of understanding and producing grammar, and it's the same set of phases. Learning English goes through distinct phases of learning and producing grammar, and it's the same set of phases for native learners and adults. I like very vague, but I definitely understand. I think that's exactly how it is. I don't know how to make it less vague, but yes, like there's phases. If anything, I've thought of these phases as like levels of fluency. Starting off being like random words. If I just said, ビール、コーヒー、はい、ビール、はい、okay. Like that's definitely like level 1, right? Level -2 or something, right? Anybody can do that. ではずっとじゃないけど here and there 勉強していた。時々、生活は忙しすぎるんだね。一緒に勉強する、一人の友達がいるんだ。彼は7月に2級能力試験を受けて、合格した。おー、すごい。Yeah. 私は、もうずっと、 一番前は、最近受けた時は、2016年なんだけど、一級 So I took the JLPT N1 in 2016, back when, and which really does feel like a long time ago now. And I missed it by like 3 points. I think I took it 2015, 2016, and both times I missed it by like 3 points or something. But I really didn't study very well, and I did not do a very good job. 正直 honestly. で、去年一昨年 I think either last year or 2 years ago. I think last year. The N1. SoCal, you're doing the N1? Yeah, bye. Yeah, so I took the N1 last year and passed it. N2. Nice. Yeah, I think I took the N2 in 2014. I cannot honestly remember. And then I passed. I think I did it 2013, failed, 2014 passed, something like that. And then 2015, 2016 N1 failed. And then I was like, screw this. And then I just started applying to jobs anyway. And I got jobs, without needing them. Because if you sound good enough, it doesn't matter. Can't cheat this, but you can cater to it. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's something I actually been trying to organize myself. And I do my best to, I do my best to do so. Does that make sense? Yeah. I could have taken the N3 for an easy pass, but figured I'll push myself. Yeah. I mean, if you have no real goal for like, oh, I should start, like I have a job interview, or like I want to move to Japan next year. And you have 0 JLPT qualifications. もう日本で働きたいけど、もう全くその日本語能力試験 JLPT ね。JLPT のなんか資格は全然取ってない。まだ。っていう人だったら、もうそれを絶対もっと簡単な、もう絶対合格するやつを先にやっちゃった方がいい。So you should definitely, if SoCal, if you wanted to live in Japan, it's like, okay, do the N3 for sure. If you have nothing else. But yeah. If not, I think it's, push yourself. If there's no real reason that you're taking it other than just, get some Japanese in, then go for the harder one. Let's see. I took the N1 last year, passed. And I really honestly was kind of shocked. I was very surprised at how it changed. もう結構変わっちゃったよ。The test has changed very considerably. And I imagine the N2 is also the same. But for anybody, I don't know about 3, 4, 5 as much. I think those are still virtually the same. But it did not used to be like this, but your number one priority for especially N1 is just all vocab. Like if you really suck at kanji, you shouldn't be taking the N1 anyway. Don't even try. N2, you can get away with worse kanji knowledge, but you still need decent kanji knowledge. But N1, it was like, I wish I had literally only studied vocab and I would have done much better. They've changed the test. It used to be more about balance. It felt like that back in 2014 and stuff. It felt like it was like, okay, not a ton of kanji, but please make sure you know kanji. Here's some good grammar. Make sure you know this. And then, and then scattered about was like various vocab. And maybe they had like, ooh, really hard one. Ooh, really hard one. Now the N1 was like, here's a random vocab. Do you know it perfectly? Do you know it perfectly? And I'm like, like I've seen this word a bajillion times. But they were like, use it perfectly in context. And I'm like, ugh. With like weird, very, very, very similar examples. And then the other times it was like, here's a random vocab you've never seen. And I'm like, all right, I'll just guess. Apparently I did well enough to pass, but you know, I am not a good test taker. So I'm just glad I got rid of it and got through it. Well, I say, good to know. I actually just switched from vocab grind to sentence mind into grammar, but prefer vocab study. Yeah, you definitely have to do the grammar as well. Joe Twitch. Well, I hope Wanikani works out then, hearing how important kanji is to M1 now. Very, 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 very important. And if your long-term goal is N1, Wanikani is a very good idea. One of my students, he was like very average in kanji, started doing like hardcore Wanikani, and within a year, he was like not the same level as me because it, you know, long-term kanji really builds up, but like way more advanced than I ever thought he could get. And that's what really convinced me of Wanikani working, is actually my students doing it and then being like, whoa, this works. I might not love everything that Wanikani does, but yeah. So yeah, you definitely have to do grammar. And honestly, I would love to talk about it on stream sometime, but the way you study for the JLPT is very different than a normal test, and there's lots of tips and tricks that I have, that's what I should really be making some videos on. But just, yeah, maybe I'll do that after my next one, and just like how to do this grammar, that grammar, because how you answer the grammar in JLP, the N2, very different. Like, you really can't guess your way through it like 90% of the time, which sucks because us guessers, like, we're kind of like, we are some people who are like me, who kind of like go off of our feelings and stuff. Yeah, it's not the route we usually go. All right, let me call. I'm gonna see if I can get Cash in here. Why isn't he showing up? Is it in Japanese? No, it was. Let's get him in here. So, hey, there he is.
Hello, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Can you hear me all right?
聞こえます。ちょっと待ってね。
はいはい。ちょっと待って。新しいカメラを作る。I think I said that right.
あ、使ってる？
はい、そうです。
わかったわかった。もうこっちのバックグラウンドは嫌ですね。もうこれ全部で。あ、でもあれだね。はいはいはい。久しぶりですね。
久しぶりですね。
なんか、マイク、元気です。マイクは多分、ウェブカメラのマイクを使ってる気がします。
ちょっと待って、ちょっと待って。
ディスコード。
はい。Let's see what's going on here. Input gotta go for. Here we go.
あ、
いいですか？
はい。もうこっちの方が全然いいです。はい。じゃあ、まあ、初めてではないと思うけど、簡単にご自己紹介お願いします。お名前とか。
もう一回お願いします。
はい。
ごめん。
はい。ご自己紹介お願いします。例えば。
自己紹介？どういう意味ですか？
はい。名前とか、何歳とか、どこに住んでるとか、簡単な自己紹介。
はい、はい、はい、そうです。こんにちは、カッシーです。30歳です。いい。
30歳になりましたね。
はい、そうです。how do I say this? Let me see. I want to say like, 9月に30歳になりました？ Is that right?
お、合ってる合ってる。そうなんだ。私の誕生日も9月です。
ああ、すごい、すごい。はい、すごい。 何歳ですか？
私は、33になりましたね。
ああ、なるほど。すごい、すごい。
お年寄りです。お年寄りです。
違います。
はい。
I don't know what else is generally said in an introduction.
うん。お名前と、まあ、何歳と、趣味、好きなこと。
趣味
うん。
趣味、たくさん趣味があります。
で、歌手は趣味マスタ
今、さっき、I said lately、さっきは格闘技することが、I don't know how to say that.
ー。
Like mixed martial art fighting, like
うんうん。
格闘技
うんうんうんうん。
することが、I don't know how to say like fighting as like a thing.
うんうんうん。
格闘技と、ピアノを弾きこと I've been trying to learn
う
the
ん。
koto stuff,
う
but
んうん。ピ
I
ア
can't get
ノ
it.
を弾くこと。
弾くことと、今、チェス、チェスを、あ、やり、やっています。
うんう
playing
んうん。
chess?
そうそうそうそうそう。
うんうんうん。
ね、チェ
はい。
スは、90代の人、はい。
うんうんうんうん。
私も。
はい、
えっと、
で
うん。
も、よくあんまり上手です。チェスが。
上手じゃない。
上手じゃない。は
うんう
い、そうです。
んうんうんうん。そうね。ま
what is it? There's another word for that, like 得意 maybe?
あ、
When you're
苦、
talking about yourself,
そう
there's
そ
a
うそうそう
difference,
そう
right?
そう。そうそうそうそう。あのね、そう、みんな知っておくべきだけど、everybody should know this. だけど、得意と苦手。
So when you're talking about yourself, it's 得意, but you don't say 苦手, or is it the other person?
まあ大丈夫。The one that you're thinking of is, そう、自分のことは、私上手、私上手。でも、これ、上手じゃないは大丈夫。上手じゃないは大丈夫。でも、
なるほど、なるほど。
大体ね、俺、なんか私、チェス、下手ってよく言う。チェス下手。I suck at chess. 私、チェス下手。I suck at chess.
はい、はい、そうです。
うんうんうん。
でも、毎日練習します。
おー、練習してます。してます。
練習しています。はい、
うん
そうです、そうです。
そう。だよね。で、ちゃんとチェスの、なんか、説明とかは読んでますね。
説明はどういうですか？
例えば、チェスの、
チェス。
うん。
なるほど。わからない。ごめんな
う
さい。
んうんうんうん。ちょっと待ってね。こういうの。例えば、チェスやってるとき、こういう説明がありますよね。例えば、ここ動かして、で、ここに、あなたはこれはダメ。これをしちゃダメ。次はこれをやってください。とか。これは説明。explanation。
なるほど、なるほど。
うん。そう、説明。そう。これも、する verb。説明する。説明。
説明。
いい言葉です。
なるほど、なるほど。JT さんは趣味がありますか？
あります。いっぱいあります。最近、
どんな
趣味？いいよ。どんな趣味？私は、最近、まあ、作曲自分のギターを弾いて、歌を歌って、曲を作ること。作曲。
どんなギターがありますか？
アコースティックギタ
ー。すごい。私もアコギギターがありますけど、上手じゃないです。
アコギは、まあ、ギターは難しくないけど、時間かかる。
かかるはどういう意味ですか？
うん。かかる。
かかる。
時間。
変える？No.
時間かかると、and everybody should know this one, okay? 時間かかると、お金かかる。So, かかる does not have a good English translation. No. If you're just looking at it like, oh, the verb かかる means blank. Like, not good. So, take time or like costs money. So, ギターは時間かかる。
OK。なるほど、な
うん
るほど。
うん。そう。あと、ソーカルさんは、私も、これ読める？
So you could say like, what do you think about this?
うんうん。
Trying to think of another example besides money or time that it could cost, like effort がかかる or like
努力がかか
I
る。
don't know.
うん。そうね。
Would you say like嬉しいがかかる? Like it takes happiness or something? I don't know.
So you
Cost your
think so? Yeah. Let's see. There is other examples like. There are other examples of that, like not time or money, but time or money is like huge majority. So 努力がかかるは言わない。So I also thought of an idea before we started. I don't know how effective it could be, but it could be interesting. It's like my stream chat. I don't know if you're still streaming, right? まだ配信中?
Yeah, I am.
So your chat could potentially try to tell you to say things either in English or they could like Google translate some Japanese stuff for you to ask me. Almost like telephone. You know what I mean?
Oh god, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we could try.
Yeah. I'm not saying like we have to make an event out of it necessarily. Or maybe we could, but at least the idea is there. So I thought that might be interesting either this time or next time. But that way they can participate too.
Yeah. If y'all want to, everyone in my chat, if y'all want to, y'all got any Japanese things y'all want to say or try to say, by all means.
Yeah. Like, go ahead and use Google Translate if you guys want and see how effective it is. And we'll.
Oh, jeez. I'm scared. I'm scared my chat's not going to behave. Oh, no, they're good.
Yeah, and they'll just be careful. You might say something nasty. Alright. So number one are these, and like so Drakeling in my chat. Sergeant Jamjar, Kesha-san. もう来たよ。はい。ジャム did somebody somebody subbed? But ごめん. I always forget about this. Somebody subbed, but I don't. They like didn't pop up or whatever. So
I have something. So shoot podcast from my stream says, I think, 私のケーキスピードランを見ましたか？
はい。
すごい。
見ましたよ。でもケーキは見てない。クッキー
じゃない。
クッキー。
クッキークッキーは日本語で何と言いますか？どういう
クッキー。
クッキー。
うん。そうそう。
はい、そうだ。あとは、I don't have no clue how to say this. クッキーがあります。
何それ
クッキーです。ここです。
面白すぎ。
はい。
すごい。
お土産です。
お土産だね。もう、やばいそれ。お墓に入れますか？お墓。
お墓に。
はい。
お墓はどういう意味ですか？
お墓。これは、英語なんだっけ？ What's the English? Coffin. お墓に入れますか？
お墓に入れますか？わからない。
Are you gonna...
入れますかはどういう意味ですか？
入れる？お墓に入れる？お墓に入れる？
入れる。わからない。
大丈夫。So are you gonna put that in your grave? In your coffin?
Oh, 多分はい、
多分。
そうです。うん。
それか、最後に割って食べる
how do you say it? 珍しい treasure, maybe?
珍しい。treasure は actually a really common
treasure.
word in Japanese. We say 宝物。宝物。
宝物です。は
Mm,
い。
very good word to know. Japanese people use that word a lot for various things. いいと思っ
うん
た。
How do you ask for someone's number in Japanese? That's what someone's asking.
Like a actual
Like a
phone
pickup
number?
line?
いいよ。
I don't know. Like,
So you can say 電話 Thing is, nobody uses phone numbers anymore. 電話番号教えてください。
電話番号教えてください。
And then the girl will be like, yeah, 大丈夫です。大丈夫です。
違います。
違います。Just 違います。No. Hey, what's can you tell me your phone number? I don't it's different. No. Yeah. So let's see. Drakeling said, yeah, the English word to take is toru or kakaru, and probably others that I'm not thinking of yet. 質問です。カッシュさん、猫を飼っていますか？
飼っていますか？
はい。猫を飼っていますか？
Did I buy my cat?
これね、確かに飼うは buy だよね。でも、これは、漢字は違います。漢字は違います。飼っていますか？これは、まあ、いる猫ちゃんいるっていう意味。
いるわからない。ごめんなさい。
猫ちゃんいますか？
はい、そうです。ふつか、the counter. I forgot the counter. ふつか？ふつか猫がいます。
ふつか。2匹。
2匹。はい、そうです。2匹猫がいますけど、今、寝てる。かわいい。 はい、そうです。まるちゃんとメジちゃん。I was reading my chat. It said,
どうぞ。
どのくらい日本語を教えていますか？
どのくらい日本語、私ですか？どのくらい、もう、毎日。毎日。
はい、ありがとうございます。Sorry.
That's good. No, yeah, please. 全然やって。Yeah, you can do normal stuff. そう、毎日。
どのくらい is how long, right?
そう。Or it could be, so どのくらい、could be how long. Really, it means how much. But yeah, depending on what you're saying, it could mean how long. I mean, that's like a really common thing in all of Japanese. Is like, right now in English, it means this, but tomorrow it's going to mean something else. It's really like, and for anyone who wants to learn a language, like whatever language it is, this is really important. Definitely extra important for Japanese is like, there's like two translation things that happen, and same for you too, Cash. Is it's like, all right, so when you're first learning, you generally do this. You're going, I have English in my head. I want to say it in Japanese, right? And usually that creates a lot of confusion until you start to learn what you're actually supposed to do. But then you learn like I like cats. If you tried to say, watashi suki neko, right? That's bad Japanese. What should it be?
猫が好きです。
Right. 私は猫が好きです。I like cats, right? So we learned the better order, and that stuff helps. What happens later is we try to do this. So we learn words, and you're like, oh, doesn't that mean how long? And like, yeah, it can. So like, どのくらいいますか? Like, 日本はどのくらいいますか? Like, how long are you going to be in Japan? Right. But then I can say, どのくらい食べた?
How long has it been since you eaten, or how?
All right. So this would mean, how much did you eat?
なるほど。
And so this is like, for any language, this is like what happens. And so we always have to, like, especially with Japanese, tread lightly with every definition you learn. Now, stuff like neko, like it's always verb. I mean, like nouns, stuff like a cat, a dog. It's probably never gonna change. Never. Right. It's like a cat is a cat. It doesn't. I said cat and now it means lion. Like, doesn't really happen. But things like this that are more grammar focused, dono gurai, like that could change. Like right now it's how much, how long, how many. It can mean how many as well. So everybody goes through this phase, but I think it's like take every translation with a grain of salt is the best way to phrase it.
Gotcha. So in general, someone's asking my chat, kawaii cat, is dono just asking for a quantity in general then?
Dono literally means like which. So it's like
Gotcha.
doesn't even make sense in English. So if we really break it down, it makes even less sense. So like which about is what that means. So right. So that's why we would never want to like look at these individually, because we'll be even more confused. We always look at it as a whole in Japanese when it comes to grammar and stuff like this. That's why I don't teach. Like I would never, if I was teaching somebody how to say I like apples, I like cats, I'm not going to tell you what wa and ga mean, or I'm not going to attempt to, and then try to teach you like, oh, and here's how you use wa and ga. Here's all the situations we use wa and ga. That's like the worst type of teacher.
Not a hold on, yeah.
And I think but it's like, it's really interesting to learn, if you're learning Japanese or whatever, it's really interesting to learn these things, but you're actually like usually becoming worse at Japanese the more you learn about it.
I think it's one of those things where it's a lot of it's, for me, Japanese, it's a lot to have like a direct English translation for, or like a direct understanding. So it's one of those things where you literally just do it enough till it starts to click.
Yes.
And you become comfortable with it, and it's its own section of understanding. That's something that I can't relate it to any of my past knowledge, so I just have to build the knowledge from zero by exposure, and then eventually it'll start clicking in a way that hasn't clicked with any of my other experiences.
Exactly. No, and because usually when I hear you speak, you have that kind of that approach. So yeah, lots of comments, but gotta love them homophones. SoCal combined our stuff, right? Dono gurai kakarimasu ka?
Kakarimasu ka? We just did the kakaru up top, right?
Yep.
Oh, jeez. 覚えた。忘れた。Jeez.
質問です。It's fine. You don't gotta answer that one. But good point. So, どのぐらい日本語を勉強していますか？
どのぐらいの日本語を勉強してますか？
はい。歌手さん。
わからない。2年ぐらい Maybe.
2,
3 years maybe now?
そうね。2、3年ぐらい。2、3
年ぐらい。はい、そうです。
Yes. So. A lot of just minor thing, but I'm sure a lot of people do this, but a lot of people in English, we say 2 or 3 years. In Japanese, we don't say the ka here. So, ni ka san nen. Not that you said it, but yeah, ni san nen gurai. But you can't say it with 9 to 10, which I found out. They think you're saying 90. To which extent? To which?
I want to try to say a compound sentence here. I'm trying to say, when did you start learning Japanese? I guess that's a compound sentence, but いつ日本語の勉強することが始めましたか？
完璧じゃないけど、わかる。私ですか？
はい、そうです。
初めて勉強したのは、もう、2009年です。はい。So,
すごい。
15年前だよね。
15? Yeah, 15年前。はい、そうです。
15年前。 So 15 years ago. 長い。そう。Drakeling said maybe どのぐらい is like to which extent. To which extent, maybe. Might be a decent way to break it down. Neko does not mean cat. It means creature of claws and fur and purr and certain aloofness. That cat also means creature of claws. Yeah. That's, yeah. If we really break down, what is a cat? What is a cat?
Oh.
Cat is a cat. そうそうそうそう。
Cat is a cat.
猫は猫です。
猫は猫です。はい、そうです。
はい。じゃあ、歌手さんは最近、アニメを見てますか？アニメとか日本のテレビを見てますか？
はい、そう、今、犬夜叉が見ている。
犬夜叉見てるの今。
はい、そうです。左にテレビでアニメを見ているけど、how do I say like in general, like overall, or 最近
大体。
大体、はい、そうです。そうです。大体、ワンピースを見てと、これ、
ワンピースね。
ワンピースポスターです。
のポスタ
ー。と、新しいアニメ、ダンダラン。
ダンダラン。あ、ダンダンダン。
そうです。ダンダダン。はい、そうです。ダンダンダン。is it ダンダダン？
多分ダンダンダン。ダンダンダン。
ダンダンダン。
はい。だと思うよ。そう。
ダンダダンを見ましたか？どうですか？
あ、ダンダダン。大ちゃんは合ってる。大ちゃん久しぶり。そう。ダンダダンらしい。そう、俺ちゃんと見てない。ダンダダン。ダンダダン。
めっちゃ面白い。めっちゃ面白いと思う。
どんなアニメ？かわいいアニメ？どんな？
わからないと、全然、いろいろなタイプが、めっちゃ妖怪があります。
あ、そうなんだ。じゃあ、ちょっと怖いアニメ？
ちょっと怖い、ちょっとかわいい。見てください。じ
ゃあ、見てみる。
はい、そうです。
わかった。
Quick question on verb conjugation.
Yeah.
What is the past tense of the teiru form? Like if I want to say like I watched, I would like the informal past tense. So I would say miteimashita, but how do I say? Is it miteita?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't.
How do I put?
どうぞ。
How do I put a question to that? Like miteita no? Or miteita ka?
Let's answer that one first. Like, which is a really good question, honestly, is like, how do I ask questions in plain form or casual form, right? And simply put, nothing. you change your intonation. 見ている? 見ていた? That is the very easiest way to do it. Sometimes, if you're like, just throw it around and see how it goes, is my general advice for this stuff. 見ているの? 見ていたの? Right? Like, for example, let's say you're like, oh, I watched Dandaran. Right? And then you said, 全部見た. Right? And let's say it came out like yesterday or, it came out very recently. So, and you said, もう全部見た. I would say, 全部見たの? I'm kind of like, 全部見たの? Like, I'm almost in disbelief or like extra, like a little something extra to be like, whoa. Like, oh, you don't know that? 知らないの? You've never heard of the Beatles? Beatles 知らないの? So those are some easy examples but that's when you can throw in no. When there's a little bit more like you're curious, inquisition, whatever.
Like 本当?
本当? Yeah, actually great, right? So we can see this. So 本当? We can't say 本当 no. That means something very different. We would have to say 本当なの?
本当なの?
それって本当なの? Is that true? Did he really kill her at the school? You know, and it's haunted? You know. Whoa.
Boy. And I also heard something recently. Oh, it came up on my app. You would add like an in at the end to really, when you're asking a question or infer like that you're waiting on a reply. Or like, but I don't know. I'm not sure how that plays into this.
When you're waiting on a reply?
I forgot. It's like you phrase something with
right?
To like instead of ending it with like a ru, you put like run at the end, as if you're expecting a response from the other person.
I don't know about if this has changed, because you know language changes all the time. Ending, so that you're talking about, is almost always just an abbreviation or a shortened version. I don't know how to explain that of no.
Okay.
And so if you see this, 見てる? 見たん? That's actually Kansai dialect. If it ends in the So that's 見たん.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know who gave that information, but that's Kansai dialect. Maybe somebody, you know, that's younger, Japanese and younger, could tell me if that's becoming more common, which I don't doubt. It can happen sometimes. But the other thing is a little different, but like, どこ見てんだ? You know, if I said, goes into like more anger or something like that for this kind of thing. どこ見てんだ? But yeah. So.
はい、なるほど。ありがとうございます。
で、that's how you ask questions. You know, there are times where ka is thrown, like 見たか? But usually this is like talking to yourself. Like, 見たか? They already saw that. You already saw that, huh? But that's not really like A talks to B type question. お、フォロー。うさぎさん、フォローありがとうございます。Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Anyone following, if you're watching Cash's stream and you haven't followed yet, please do so. Give the man your...
はい、そうです。
はい、Twitch プライム。プライムサブもお願いします。Give this man some prime subs. はい。何
はい、JD さんは、先生、sorry、ごめんなさい。JD 先生は、最近はアニメを見ましたか？
最近見てますか？
見てますか？はい。
見てたか？あ、見てる。推し、どうぞ。
いや、違います。どうぞください。
いや、どうぞ。
How do you say what? 何アニメ？何アニメ？
何のアニメ？
何のアニメ？
何のアニメ？もしくは、どのアニメ？
どのアニメ？はい、そうです。
何というアニメ？全部 OK です。はい。推しの子って聞いたことある？
推しの子？
すごくいいよ。推しの子。
アニメの名前ですか？
はい。
推しの子、ちょっと待って、let me go this。推しの子、アニメ。あ、すごい。かわいいのアニメですか？
全然可愛くないです。
新しいです。あ、すごい。
ちょっと可愛いかな？ちょっと。でも、だいたい、ミステリー。
なるほど。デスノートが好きですか？
デスノート大好きです。
はい、そうです。一番好きなアニメです。
あ、一番好き。
一番好きです。はい。そうです。
じゃあ、どっちの方が好きですか？ライトか、L。どっちが好き？
どっちが好き？ライトの方がいい。L より
L より
Did I say that right? はい、そうです。
ああ、そうそう
So
そ
how do
う。
you say more?
That's what you,
You
no,
say like cooler. I don't know.
so yeah, built into Ga, something people don't often know is more, depending on the context. So even just when you are presented with like, do you like apples or pears? You could say like, nashi, if I like whatever, ningo ga ski. That show when you've answered that question, it's kind of like putting a pedestal on ningo. Like you're like this one more without even using any other grammar.
なるほど、なるほど。
はい、歌手への質問です。from one of my viewers. 英語で、キャッシュさんの名前をどう書きますか？どう書きますか？
どう書きますか？英語で、how do I write my name? It's K-A-S-H.
おー、ありがとうございます。
はい、いや。
そう、I think stream name is Cash Carbon.
Cash Carbon. はい、ありがとうございます。
はい。そう。なるほどね。L が好き。なるほど。and then we would say light. Now if we wanted to say light is cooler. So like first I think it always comes up more as like better. Like we always want to say something's better. So I think this is I always talk about like base verbs or base words. So that way whenever your mind goes off somewhere new, like how do I say cooler? Your mind, it's dang, I had a good analogy for it the other day, but it's like it'll always go back to what's familiar. It's like training or something, where if you're training kind of the same way with the same, it's like doing cooking speed runs, right? So like you're always going back virtually to the same recipe. And so, you have those certain things that you go back to. And so that way, when you're in a panic doing the thing, your mind goes, no, I need this, I need that, I need this. And so we need to come up with a base verb. And usually it's better. So do you have any idea how we would say better? Like, this is better.
Or my go-to is ho and yori. Ho ga ii and then yori.
Yeah, let's go with ho ga ii. Yori can be right too, but ho ga ii I think you'll use so much. Everybody should use this so much. So we always have ho ga ii, and then you'll see this a lot if you ever study Japanese. They always have like two examples of stuff when they teach you new grammar. So ho ga ii and no ho ga ii. And this is because depending on what we put before it, is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an e adjective? Depending on what we put before it, we're going to have to either put in a no or not put in a no. Do we add something or do we not add something? That's the core rule of Japanese grammar. No. Hogai is super handy. Yeah. Motto kakkoi. Yeah. Motto kakkoi. That's good too. Honestly, that is not wrong. That's not wrong, SoCal.
Yeah, that's what I'm just from doing lessons with you, I realized probably the simpler the response, the better. But I feel like I just need to, it's too succinct, and I feel like I need to speak a bit more to elaborate. Otherwise, I'm just being like, yes, no, okay, yes. But like, I feel like it's still good Japanese when I'm being succinct, but I feel the need to want to elaborate a bit more on what I'm saying.
Absolutely. So that whole theory of like, simple, the shorter the better. It's not that it's better, right? So kantan. This would end up being some 簡単の方がいい right? kind of the simpler the better. But there's actually a Japanese phrase, "Simple is best."
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You hear Japanese people.
I like
So
that.
simple is best. And so this is true. This is kind of like your safety net, right? So when we go, always push yourself to be as elaborate as possible. But when you you go into the deep end and you realize you've swum too far, swam,
Yogi.
oyoida. Then you go back and you put on your life jacket. It's your life jacket. The short responses are your life jacket. And it's like a process. So it's like, first you start in the kiddie pool, don't need a life jacket, you're learning how to swim. Then you get a life jacket, start swimming, and then you go out swimming with no life jacket. But you can always go back into the shallow end, That's how it should be. But deep end's way cooler. You can dive down, it's cool.
怖いですけど。
そう、怖いですけど、楽しい。だから、ライトの、so how would we say, if we're using 方がいい or の方がいい, light is cooler.
ライトはかっこいいの方がいいの方がかっこいい。
そう。ライトの方がかっこいい。
なるほど。
Right?
ライトの方がかっこいい。But I heard somewhere it also means like you should do something saying 方がいい.
That's right.
Like 食べるの方がいい or something. You should eat.
Yep. So, good example. So, if we have a verb, definitely not no. We're going to use 方がいい. So, yeah, that's true. So, we can go
ありがとうございます、おか
食べた方がいい. Stalker. L よりライトが好きな人は信用できない. L よりライトが好きな人. Actually, don't know if I fully understand that. L より. So, I think, so stalker, this is an example of when you actually do want to say ほど. So, 得るほど. 得るほど. Yeah. So when should is a good way to translate this as well. Usually it's with verbs, honestly. So that's like the difference. It's like one is changing how this ends, right? So you can still translate it. That's why I think better is the best thing to translate it as. Like it is better to eat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? And that means should. That's what should means.
Yeah, I like that better actually. これはいい。これはの方がいいです。方がいいです。
So. Yeah, and honestly, like they're virtually the same. So, it's like, I've got a job interview tomorrow and it's all in Japanese. 勉強した方がいいよ.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
早く勉強し、頑張ってね。じゃあ最後に、もうちょっと会話しようか。So let's just do a little bit more conversation and we can finish it up. じゃあ歌手は、日本に行ったことありますか？
日本に行ったことありますか？違います。痛い。I've been to Japan. 行ったことないけど、行きたいです。
行きたい。
はい、そうです。多分、来年は日本に行きます。
来年行くん。
多分。でも、get to、わからない。あと、how do I say this? The best month to go, I would say, 一番月は 旅行が何ですか？
うん。
I don't know if that was right.
いいよ、いいよ。まあ、多分わかる。もう一回言ってみて。これはちょっと、
はい。
ちょっと違う。
はい。そう、一番月は、日本に旅行することが何ですか？
I
don't know.
いいよ、いいよ。まずね、まあ、I'll come back to this. 一番いいのは、一番いい時。
時、that's a good one.
私は、10月だと思う。10月が一番いい。
どうして？
これです。雇用。
一番いい。
雇用。
すごい、すごい。
ごめん。紅葉。
はい、はい。秋のleaves。秋の木です。
これです。紅葉っていう日本語。
紅葉。なるほど、なるほど。
そう。まあ、
すごい。
これは、まあ、赤いと、まあ、この色ね。赤いと、
はい、はい。
赤とオレンジ色。そう。で、私が一番大好きなところは、嵐山。
めっちゃ綺麗と思う。
めっちゃ綺麗です。ちょっと待ってね。これ見れる？
はい、綺麗です。
綺麗でしょ？そう。ここは嵐山という。嵐山。
嵐山。すごい、すごい。
Is
that a city? But I'm like, oh, Yama, mountain. Okay.
So. It is a city. Yep. It's the name of a city.
Oh, it is a city. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were just circling like the hill. I'm like, oh, small mountain. Okay, cool.
Literally means storm mountain.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Which is a sick name. 京都にあります。京都にあります。
なるほど、なるほど。京都はプレフェクチャーですか？
そうですね。technically no, but はい。it basically is, yeah.
なるほど。
そう、京都はでも、そう、京都の、これね、京都と、京都市じゃなくて、京都府という、very specific. 京都府 is a general big area. 京都市 is the town, like the city. 市 means city, 府 means like area or district.
なるほど、なるほど。
嵐山に絶対行ってください。
はい。
はい。秋でも、ね、秋でもいいし、春でもいいし、冬でもいいし、夏でもいい。いつでも嵐山はすごい。楽しい。楽しい。はい、
行きます。
紅葉狩り。Yeah, go searching for good leaves. Yeah, 勉強するべきだね。So, yeah. So I'll finish with this. This is probably like a really common mistake that I see with a lot of people. The use of ichiban. So what does ichiban mean in your mind? Translate it.
Number one.
Yes. So it's weird. So like number one month. And yes, ichiban technically does mean number one, but the way we use it in Japanese, we need to say it more is like most. So if I say ichiban, toki. Let's just say we use toki. Most time. That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
What's the most time? So we always have to have an adjective or something to describe most what? Most fun, most good, most bad, you know. Super diverse word, like you can use it for anything, but we need some kind of descriptor, some kind of thing afterward. 10月が一番いい. So let's fix this sentence. 一番
Is it 一番の方がいい? Is that right?
Nah.
Okay. 一番好きな? No.
That works too. Yeah, like that's just an alternative, you know? Like it's good to come up with different ways. もうすぐ日本語能力試験が来るから勉強した方がいいよ. Yeah, the JLPT is coming up, so you should study. It's better if you study. That's another good example. So 一番勉強します。はい。一番いい. So we need to say like always go back to 一番旅行は
Oh, yeah. 旅行は一番いい時が何ですか?
一番いい時は And then this is Japanese and English different. So not 何ですか but いつですか?
いつですか? なるほど。
And then this is perfect. You know, there's other ways to switch stuff around to where you can use this order. But you end up needing more complicated grammar, which you'll learn as you go. But overall, it's like, you know, just for example, not that you have to learn it, but it's like, you know, 一番いい時、なんか一番いい、なんか一番良くて、actually, it's pretty messed up for this one. Normally you can, but it really messes it up. So this is very, very good. 一番いい時はいつですか? Yeah. Good. はい。
はい。
お疲れ様です。
お疲れ様です。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Yeah, and nice to talk to your stream, and thanks guys for participating. We'll do this again. I don't know if next week or the week after, but yeah, maybe we can make more of a thing. Like we can do like a more telephone type game and like actually make something out of it. That could be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I would like to do that. I can tell people. Actually, I would like to do that.
All right.
Okay.
ありがとう。じゃあまたね。Everyone say bye. Hi, bye bye. That was good fun. Calling me out. So before we get out of here, I did want to. Why is that all big now? Chill, girl. I'll just do this real quick. I want to do Stalker had like a very pretty complicated example. So it's actually like an annoying thing about Japanese. So, but it'll make sense. Come on. Whatever. So he wanted to say, what'd you want to say? お疲れ様です。楽しかったです。ありがとうございます。またお願いします。うさぎさんは、日本の方ですか？それとも。You guys want to see the new baby? Alright. Hello. I'll turn off the green screen. Wait, why isn't it there? Full cam. There we go. Ooh, she loves the microphone. And that's Chiaki, that's my wife. It's been probably 4 years since she's been on a stream or something.
No, it isn't happening.
Oh, she's eating it. Yummy. Yeah. Ugh. So she's already like 8 months, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, she's already got the Osaka Oba-chan look. Oh, they just don't stop touching stuff. It's so funny. Here you go. You can have your knight in shining armor. You want to take her?
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Bye.
That brings me joy. My pop filter. うわー、可愛すぎる。赤ちゃんは自然な配信者だね。そう。可愛い。Yeah. Good to have her. I don't know if any of you guys were actually there. Maybe Stalker or somebody. But long time ago, me and Chiaki were like reading manga on the stream. That was pretty cool. Wasn't like super popular, but I always had a lot of fun with that. That was very fun. I would do that again, just because it was so much fun for us. ね、またやりたいね。So you wanted to say, I can't trust somebody who likes light more than L. Yep. And so the reason this was very confusing is because, honestly, simply because you didn't say watashi wa. That's what made this extra confusing. Because if you don't include that, it's not a statement about what you're thinking or what you do. It's trying to say a general statement like L yori daito ga, like he doesn't trust somebody, he doesn't trust somebody. So because shinyo dekinai, who can't trust? Who can't trust? Is it light that can't trust? Is it L that can't trust? That's why we need watashi wa. I can't trust. So this would be watashi wa. You can even throw it in at the end, but like eru yori watashi wa. Nah, it's better at the beginning. I can't trust. So this is what it should be. Eru yori. You know, this is complicated Japanese, so. Oh. And then yeah. And O really helps helps understand that it's like that this is a phrase, right? Raito ga suki na hito o, right? This really helps. Eru yori raito ga suki na hito o shinyou dekinai. So yeah. And it could be I changed my mind. It could be like this where you go suki na hito o watashi wa shinyou dekinai. That's also fine. As long as you have like the pause there, I think it helps a lot. So yeah. But yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts for anyone who's still here. What did you think about the lesson? Like that kind of like, I don't know, group lesson, chat lesson, whatever it was. You know, all you guys know me. So I don't know, I'd love to hear just your honest opinions and thoughts. Like, did you have any ideas like for other things that we could do? I just want to, you know, make a good experience for you guys and, you know, try to do some new stuff. Just do some new stuff. That's not too massively time consuming and unrewarding. What do you guys think? It's a fun concept. I think it gives a good preview into how your lessons would go. Good. You know, I did want that, you know, just for you guys to see kind of what it's like, you know. Well, that's good enough for now. I like the idea of like trying to do some kind of telephone thing. I don't know if there's probably a better way to do it, and like some way we can make it more fun, but yeah. Yeah, but if you guys have any requests or anything like that, let me know. If you guys are watching this stream and you haven't followed yet, please follow. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do anything like that. Honestly, following is the most important to me. So just so I can get to talk to you again, we can meet, hang out. Yep. I think it's interesting, but not focused towards what I'm currently looking for in my own practice. It may be appropriate for me later, or it may not. Yeah. Yeah, I think, you're never going to satisfy everybody, and it's not something I'm going to do every time. But yeah, just something different, something new, something to try and mess around with. Yeah, and, Cash, we used to do lessons, and, he hasn't in a while, so I was like, yeah, let's do something together. Get some stream content. He streams, I stream. Could be fun. Apparently you can stream together. Maybe that's what we should do next time. I don't know. I guess we'll look into it. But yeah. For everyone that hung out, thank you. 一緒に配信を見てくれた。配信を見てくれた人、一緒に遊んでくれた人へ、本当に感謝してます。So thank you guys so much. I'm very grateful for all of you who watched the stream. And yeah, I'll be back again next week at the same time. And although I might stream at different times, to be honest. I mean, like, I'll be doing this stream consistently again. 今度またね。お疲れ様です。But I also might just try doing a nighttime stream as well. If not nighttime, I'll do another daytime. Because there's some other people that used to watch my stream a long time ago. I don't know if they're still around, but it might be fun to talk to them. But yeah, I'm going to try streaming more. Just getting back into it. It's fun. It's something to do. And it's, it's positive. But right now, a lot of my students are going on break. A lot. For holidays and stuff. So I have more free time. And yeah, so much free time. I might start like another random job, just some part-time job or something. I don't know, night shifts or whatever. You've been missed. It's good to have you back. Thanks, Drakeling. Good to talk to you. 皆さんと話せて本当に楽しかったです。また来週。See you again next week. お疲れ様です。